that's when we found this little house in Holbrook. Um, we had been trying to find a place to live. Now, everybody was trying to find a place to live. All these men coming home from the service wanted places to live. Some of them had no place whatsoever. We at least had my folks, so we could stay there as long as as we needed. But in the meantime, he would try all over to get a place to live. Very often, I would take him to work in the morning, and then I would keep the car, and Judy Ann and I would go around all over Long Island, stopping at every real estate place imaginable, trying to find some place to live. And the church that we went to was the Lutheran church right next to the school. So Harold had gone to the minister there and said, do do you know of any place, anybody who's from the congregation who might be having a house to rent or something? So one day the minister called Harold and he said, one of the parishioners here, um, an older woman, her husband died, and she thinks this little house that she's living in is too big for her alone. Well, it was a tiny house. So we went and saw this woman, and we rented the house on the spot. So then we lived in Holbrook for about 2.5, 3 years. She had two daughters, grown daughters. One of them was a builder, a carpenter, and one, I believe, was a plumber. Well, they built a smaller house for her. Yeah, on their property. So here was this little house now. That this little house had a, a living room, two bedrooms, a bathroom, and a kitchen. Small. All the rooms were small because I had a rug which I'd been using in my mother's house, and it was a 9 by 12, but it was too big to go into the living room here. I had to bend it over to tell you how small the rooms were. So Harold and I had one of the bedrooms, and Judy Ann had a bedroom then. So she had a bedroom of her own that we put the crib into. So then we stayed there until, well, until we could do something more permanent, you know. We decided, because he had tenure and so forth, and in Sayville, and he loved working there. And I loved the town, and I loved the people because we had made a lot of friends. You know. So we decided uh, he he would stay there, working in Sayville. This is where he was very happy there. I was happy with the town, and we bought property in the hopes of building a home. So this is the property we bought here. So we had these lots ahead of time, and then decided we would build a house here. Well, where we were renting this little house, this carpenter, this what you call it just fell into our laps. We we we, we looked for plans for a house, and we found the house that we liked, in plans. And originally, we found it in Better Homes and Gardens um, magazine, and we liked the plans of this. And so my father, who was not an architect, but he could do work like this, he made up the plans for our house from the plans that were in Better Homes and Gardens. So that saved us a lot of money. An architect. My mother always saved everything, so maybe that was ingrained in me. So we stayed in this little house, and then we started building the house here. It was getting to be, pretty well finished. And I said to the builders, I said, now we have to have this so that I can get into the house by September when school opens. I said, because my little girl is ready to start kindergarten, and I wanted to start kindergarten here and start the first day of kindergarten. And they said, "We'll have you in." It was almost finished, but anyway, we well, we weren't joking. I was serious. I wanted to be here. I wanted this to be my address when I could register her for kindergarten. Well, Harold always said, as he was growing up, his father commuted to New York City every day. He'd leave about 7 o'clock in the morning and didn't get home till 7 o'clock at night. And that was, and Harold always said, "What I want to do, I don't know what I'm going to do, but whatever it is, I want to work in the town that I live in," which he did. It worked out fine for us. But he knew that that was something. He said, "I want to see my children."